the Day Friday. I'm Emily, and this is Old Man Nevitt. How you doing, Old Man Nevitt?
I'm doing great, Emily. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Oh, we got a call come through. Back in the Day hotline. Old Man Nevitt.
Hey, Old Man Nevitt.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hey, listen, my grandpa and I were talking, and he started talking about a floppy disk. What the heck is a floppy disk?
All right, well that's Miss Mitchell there on the Back in the Day hotline. Floppy disk. So floppy disks, I just happen to have some of my floppy disks right here. So back in the day when we used a computer, we couldn't download everything. We couldn't just hit a click and all of a sudden things pop up on our computer. The whole world wasn't at our fingertips. We had to pick it up with our hand and then it was at our fingertips. So a floppy disk is like this. See how it flops?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't flop. Feel it's hard.
Oh.
They still called these ones a floppy disk, but the term came from originally, you started off with 8-inch floppy disks, then they went down to 5 1/4. They were invented by IBM. And so they first started being developed in the late 60s. IBM puts them out in 71, and they become commercially available in Memorex. And originally they were bigger, and they were loose, floppy. You could flop them in the breeze like that. You hold it up into a stiff wind, flop, flop, flop. And so they called floppy disks.
Like a flag.
You're a smart young lady right here. Yes, like a flag, a lot like a flag, except does a flag carry data? No, there's no data on the flag, data on the floppy disk. So there's a thin magnetic strip in here, and once it goes into the computer, it removes this protective shield, and there's an FDD, a floppy disk drive reader that reads the data on the disk. And so eventually the last form to come out was this 3.5-inch disc, which was harder, more durable. You can see some of the different ones. This has best stuff on it. So you would take your stuff, you could store in the beginning almost an entire megabyte. This is an entire megabyte of stuff on this, and so lots of space. You guys wouldn't be able to handle that today. So that's why you have to have lots of disks, because they don't have a ton of storage space like we do today. The other thing is that all your programs don't come loaded onto the computer. The computer couldn't hold all that memory like they do today. So if you want to become an expert typer, how's your typing? You're not an expert, right?
Not an expert.
You want to be an expert typer, you buy this program, Expert. It says right there, Expert software. So from Expert software, you buy the Expert typing program, put it into the disk drive, it brings up the program, you type away. Pretty soon you're an expert. Expert fonts. Note, disk 1 of 2, disk 2 of 2. So you want some fancy fonts, they don't come on your computer all stored, you have to get the disk. You want Windows 98 on your computer. How would you like to have Windows 98 on your computer? You've got to have an operating system, right? The computers didn't come loaded with the operating system. You had to get the setup disk. A lot of time, you might have a whole drawer full of disks just to put your operating system on there. System backup, because computers, they still crash today. They crash all the time back in the day. But we were smart. We didn't wait till the last second. We backed up our system so we had that data all the time. So that's the way the floppy disk worked. Now, of course, there's no disk drives on computers anymore. But back in the day, this is how we made our maiden voyage into the computer era.
So, Mr. Old Man Nevitt, what's the back in the day artifact?
All right, we got a great back in the day artifact today. Today's back in the day artifact, let me tell you something, it's from way back in the day. You never saw anything like this.
Isn't that a washboard?
How did you know that?
Well, my great grandmother used to have one of those.
All right. Well, do you know what they used the washboard for?
I'm guessing washing?
Well, that was one thing. It's multi-purpose. So with the washboard, you got your wash tub, you got your washboard. All right. We didn't have fancy washers and dryers in the house. You couldn't go down to the laundromat to wash your clothes. But guess what? We still stunk back in the day. You know, people were still the same, just didn't have the same tools. So when your clothes get stinky from working out in the field, you're going to throw it in the water there. So we're going to throw our shirt here in the water.
Hey, where's the water?
Well, The thing about this one is, it is from back in the day. This is authentic back in the day. There's a little bit of a hole in it, so our water ran out. So, you know, that's the kind of thing we had to do back in the day. You're always patching up holes in your jeans, in your wash tub, in your boat, whatever. Because a hole in the boat, let me tell you something, you don't want a hole in your boat. Or your wash tub, because your clothes will get stinky. So, you get it in there, put a little soap, you know, you get your clothes in there, and then you're going to scrub them out. You scrub all that dirt out, scrub all the grime, scrub all the stink, and now you got a nice clean shirt, you know, for the rest of the week. And really, you do it about once a week. Because back in the day, you had your regular clothes, you had like your Sunday go to meeting clothes, and that was about it. We didn't have, you know, fancy walk-in closets with all these clothes. So you've worked hard out in the fields all day. You wash your clothes in the wash tub. Then what are you going to do? What do you think you'll do to pass the time? Are you going to get on the computer? You're going to look at the internet?
Yeah.
Are you going to play on your phone? Are you going to watch some TV? No, we didn't have all that. We didn't have your fancy Netflix. We didn't have your fancy internet. We didn't have smartphones. We didn't have it. Back in these days, you didn't even have stupid phones. You had nothing. But you got to entertain yourself, right? People still got bored back in the day. But we knew how to fix it. We didn't walk around going, oh, I'm so bored, there's nothing to do. Like you young people did, we found a way to deal with the situation. So the washboard, it's multi-purpose. You aren't the only people that know how to multitask. It's also, you ready for this?
Ah.
It's also an instrument.
Ooh.
A percussion instrument. So, you know, you get your little family band there. You ever heard that song, Daddy played bass, Mama played bass, Daddy sang fiddle? Yeah. Well, if you keep going through the rest of the verses, you know, it'll say, little brother played the washboard, Uncle Joe played the jug. You know, you could use a broom as a percussion instrument. You know, we made do with what we had there. So if you hold your washboard like that, there's a few techniques. You know, washboard Sam would hold it like that, and then you could do this one, or you just do the tap. So 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like any percussion instrument. So, you know, if you wanted to do a song, it would sound a little something like this. There you go. All right, Emily. Well, people would come from far away. They danced all night till the break of day. When they called or hollered, do-si-do, you knew Uncle Pink was ready to go. Lay and leaning on about sundown, high in the hill and above the town. Uncle Pink played the fiddle, Lord, how it ring. You could hear it talk, you could hear it sing. Yeah! Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Back in the day.
Let's go way on, way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than 10.